What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh1,
aka Mr. Pex. Look at those babies.
aka Mr. 30. No, what is it? 605. What's Pitbull's thing?
Mr. 305, right?
It's a 305. What's 305? Is that Miami?
I think so. Yeah.
Anyways,
welcome back to another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. We'll probably answer your question in a way that you won't understand, but hey, that's life, right? You ask questions and then life doesn't ever respond. Or if they do, it's like all crazy and weird. Yeah.
Existential.
There you go. This question came from Declan Lewis, and he asks, could a Primarch be put into a Dreadnought, and would it be really badass?
Yes and yes. That sounds amazing. But Dreadnoughts are meant to house a dying individual, so this Primarch would be like almost dead.
I think that would be a really good concept though to bring back one of the Primarchs. Mm-hmm. So like, just to speculate, a Primarch that would probably get his ass handed to him I would say like Jagatai Khan or something like that.
The thing with Jagatai Khan though is like his army is based around speed.
Oh, that's true.
And like if you're in a Dreadnought, you're kind of slow.
Yeah. Who would be a good Primarch to return with a Dreadnought body?
Ferris Manus would have been cool, but he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would have been really badass.
It's like, oh no, he got beheaded. Quick, put him in the Dreadnought. He's just like dead.
Yeah.
But I could see maybe Sanguinius, because they do have Librarian Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. But he's technically... Well, is he... Okay, so... Did they confirm if he was dead or if he's not dead? Or
well, he was dead, but then recently they're saying, like, no, his body was taken to their fortress monastery, and then it's behind, like, some chapel inside the fortress monastery, and they haven't seen it since, and they don't know if it's like, he might be regenerating, like the Emperor, or no, like... Vulcan. Vulcan, right? Regenerated?
Yeah, Vulcan's the perpetual.
Yeah, so they don't know if that's what's happening. Which I think it will. Like, I think GW will bring back Sanguinius. Bringing him back in a Dreadnought would be pretty badass. I think it would be... it wouldn't be the best choice because having a Primarch with giant wings would be badass.
Yeah, that's true. But you could have a Dreadnought with giant wings.
How would that would be goof. It's like a bumblebee.
Yeah. But I mean, lore-wise, you have Librarian Dreadnoughts, and Librarians have a psychic power called Wings of Sanguinius. So you can cast it on your Dreadnought, making your Dreadnought fly with ethereal warp wings.
It's really weird.
It is, but it's a thing. Just how like Land Raiders used to deep strike.
Oh yeah. But that even makes a little more sense because, like, you could say they deep strike and, like, one of the Thunderhawk gunships comes and drops them off. But, like, having a Dreadnought have, like, ethereal wings. When you guys always ask the question of what's, like, something dumb or goofy in Warhammer 40k, and we never really know what the answer is, that's dumb and goofy. Having a Dreadnought fly, it just looks stupid. A Contemptor Dreadnoughts would be cool.
Yeah, but, like, the boxy ones, what is it?
Yeah.
Castaferum Dreadnoughts?
That would not look cool.
Yeah, maybe if they gave him like thinner, similar to Contemptor Dreadnought armor, but thinner, maybe that'll work. Kind of like an Iron Man suit for Sanguinius.
Yeah,
but then that's.
Yeah, like Lehman Russ would be kind of cool as a Dreadnought.
Because you have Bjorn, and that's kind of
he's cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the same thing.
Yeah, they could be like two brothers, like the two brother Dreadnoughts running around destroying stuff. The YouTuber, what's his name? Captain Valrak, maybe?
Chapter Master Valrak.
Yeah, so yeah, he is bringing out a series of like, how would the different Primarchs return, which is a really good concept. I wish I would have thought of that, and we probably will steal it at some point. Because it's really cool. But you guys should check him out because he actually talks about like how each Primarch is gonna come out, and he like focuses each episode on one individual Primarch. So check him out and tell him we sent you if you haven't already seen it.
That sounds pretty badass, though.
Yes. Next question.
That's only the first question, too. Damn, that was a good question. You got the next one?
It's coming up now. In the meantime.
Well, I've got one.
Okay.
What Space Marine chapter would treat humans the worst? Now, this is going off of another question we've had that. What Space Marine chapter is the kindest to humans? And that was Salamanders. So, I'm assuming you're talking about Loyalist Space Marine chapter.
Is the worst, they said?
Yeah, treat humans the worst.
I think the Black Templars, because they're so,
Well, I mean, I guess if they know they're psychers, like human psychers, then yeah.
Well, no, I think just in general, aren't Black Templars, like, they don't care about people? Or am I getting that mixed up for another Space Marine chapter that wears black?
I want to say they do care, because, like, they're based off of, like, Templars, and Templars are knights, and knights were, like, chivalrous.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
true.
that may not be the case.
Maybe the Iron Hands, because the Iron Hands are all about, like, the flesh is weak, and they see humans as, like...
Emotion makes you weak. Basically, the more human you are, the weaker you are, so that would make sense.
Yeah. If you check out our our playlist on the 40 facts on Space Marine chapters, there is a specific chapter that I can't think of right now that hates humans. Absolutely. Can't remember. I feel like they were black. But yeah.
If you know, let us know.
Next question comes from 145 Jacko 1. Why can't the Emperor use a text-to-speech device? Because it would be infringing on the copyrights of, what is that channel? Brava
Alpha Booster.
Yeah. There you go.
This is the story of a girl cried a river and drowned the whole world. Sam and Asana. Could the Eldar create their own versions of Space Marines? And if so, how do you think it could be done?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't technically a Phoenix Lord kind of like a Space Marine? Because they're like a super tough, super...
Genetically modified?
I don't think they're genetically modified.
Oh.
They've just been on their path for so long that they perfected it, like, their craft. So they're, like, really good at what they do.
I think it's possible, but I think that the Eldar, if they did put in that much effort to, like, build superhuman...
like a super Eldar.
Super Eldar, but who are genetically altered. It's like, well, why don't you just put on all that effort into trying to genetically alter yourself so you can have babies? Because that's your problem. That's the race's problem. Yeah. They're infertile. So, yeah. And then the Tau, I think it's only a matter of time.
Right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Because with technology, you can do almost anything.
Knowledge is power.
Shinku Kirito Ichika.
Bless you.
Thank you. What happens if Horus did not fall and the Sons of Horus Legion remained loyal, with the other known traitor legions still being traitors?
If the Sons of Horus never fell,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have the Black
Legion. I think that would have greatly tipped the scales for the Imperials during the Horus Heresy, because Horus was the War Master, meaning he was specifically chosen by the Emperor to lead the armies of, Space Marines, because he was the most tactically smart. He was basically the well-rounded and the most perfect person to lead the Space Marines. So if he was in charge of all the Loyalists, I feel like no matter what the traitors would have done, that they would have just gotten demolished.
Yeah, and then you have to always keep in mind that as the position of a War Master, he had the ability to, even before the Isfan 3 atrocity, I think it was, or Isfan 5 atrocity, he basically went to a bunch of different, like, Titan legions. They were called Imperial Army at the time, so, like, the Imperial Army, and he said, like, we're gonna betray the Emperor, can I have your support? So this was even before the thing happened. The other traitors wouldn't have that because they don't have the position of a war master,
right?
To actually plot and scheme. So the fact that, that his legion wouldn't go to chaos or be traitorous then I think, like you said, loyalists would prevail even more.
Yeah. Especially when you're given the title of War Master, you've got that respect and that sway. So obviously if this guy is saying, you know, oh, the Emperor chose him to be the best of the best, and now he's going against him, well, maybe I should side with him.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that kind of authority figure where it's like, you know, you could have Magnus, but he's not the War Master, so he might not have all that backing up, if you know what I mean.
It's not as a good it's not a good sale.
Yeah.
Sale. Good question though.
Next question.
I have one from.
This is an interesting one. But go ahead.
Oh, Elucus Tepus. Who is the biggest nerd in 40k universe? Any Archmagos, I would say. Anybody from like the higher, or you know what? Then it would be the Fabricator General.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Oh man, I lost it. It was by DFool06. I don't know if it's his exact question, but basically what he was asking is, do we agree with Thanos' ideology? The whole thing that the universe is overpopulated and that it has to be basically cut in half for it to prosper for the rest of the survivors. And would this also help 40k if half of the population, you know, died?
Okay. So first of all, do you believe in what the thing he was preaching?
Thanos is not a villain. He is a misguided hero. In the cinematic universe, he is doing all this because he's seen the negatives, war, famine, poverty, overpopulation, and he's trying to make life in general better for everybody. He's just going about this kind of aggressively, and that's why he's seen as, you know, a villain. So with that being said, I kind of agree with him, but he's just doing things wrong.
Yeah, I completely disagree with Thanos. I think like the whole concept of there's limited resources, and if we kill off half of the people, those resources will be allocated more fairly is like not true, because that's not how sentient, in his case, or in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe's case, sentient creatures don't act that way. But like in our case, humans don't act that way. Like take America for example. Like it's very rich in resources, and we exploit other resources or other people's resources so much that you would think that everybody in America would be like have enough, but we don't. Like there's people begging in the streets and all that kind of stuff.
Greed is a huge factor.
And yeah, because a lot of people will blame, well, it's because, you know, they're begging in the street because they don't have the drive to go out there and like pursue it. They could if they wanted to. The truth is, yeah, I guess that's true, but at the same time there's a lot of people that are purposefully oppressed because humans are like that. Look at your own family, you're gonna find like a family member who you just hate because like that's what happens with cultures and stuff, or with groups of people. Like other people push other people down. That's just how it happens.
Right.
So like even if you kill half of the population,
it's still gonna continue.
Yeah, that other half of the population, there's still gonna be that asshole that says, yeah, I'm not sharing. So.
True. I mean, I see your point.
Yeah.
Now, if this happened in 40k, would that help at all or no?
No, I think humans are killing themselves already.
Yeah, if anything, they'll be like, oh, now there's less Xenos to worry about. And so, yeah.
And then you deal with things like orcs. Like, if you kill half of the population of orcs...
They'll just repopulate.
Yeah, they'll just repopulate. How many spores are going to come out from all the little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that's greatly even hindering more on the Eldar, because they already can't reproduce, and now you're cutting them even more. And that also hurts the whole war like machine that is the Imperium.
Yeah.
Because you're cutting down on
their attrition,
manpower. You don't have enough workers in hive cities to produce what you were producing before. Yeah. So
the Tau too.
Yep. Tau are already a small race, and you cut them in half. They're yeah.
The only people that would benefit, I think, is Chaos or Chaos Demons, because then Chaos Demons would just be like, well, we're from the warp. We weren't destroyed because of what Thanos did.
Right.
If Thanos lived in the 40k universe. But yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Good question.
Yeah. I've never seen it that way. Good point, Gersh.
Yeah. Those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. Put question for every question because we get those questions first. Wait, what was I supposed to say?
That was the intro.
Oh.
Thank you for your questions, guys. I guess.
See you tomorrow.